Hi, and welcome to Crypto Database. In today's episode, we are going to explore what Bitcoin is and how it operates. So let's get started.
Crypto Database.
Web3 explained.
What is Bitcoin? While widely known, Bitcoin's mechanisms and purpose remain unclear to many. For some, it's viewed as just an overpriced currency. For others, a means to buy prohibited items on the darknet. And yet for others, it's a trading asset on exchanges with hopes of quick profit. I assure you that most people are unaware of Bitcoin's design, operations, or its advantages over traditional centralized systems. Although this explanation is simplistic, it has been effective in introducing Bitcoin to newcomers. Let's imagine we are sitting in a cafeteria. I have a pencil, you don't. I give you my pencil. Now you have one pencil and I have none. Simple, isn't it? I just transferred my pencil to you. To make such an exchange, we don't need a third party or a middleman to confirm it. The pencil I just gave you is now yours. I can't give you another one because I don't have any more. You now fully own the pencil and can pass it to a friend or a colleague. This is how direct personal exchange works. Now let's consider a situation where I have a digital pencil and I transfer this pencil to you. Here's where it gets interesting. How can you be sure that this pencil was mine? If I send you one, how can you be sure that this pencil is now exclusively yours? Maybe I sent this digital pencil to my friend before, and then I'm giving it to you. Perhaps I made several copies of this digital pencil and sent them to all my friends. Anyone can claim this pencil from the internet. As you can see, exchanging digital pencils is much more complex than a personal direct exchange. This problem is also known as the double spending problem, which we will talk about later. How can we solve this problem with the digital pencils? Maybe it's worth recording every action with digital pencils in a ledger. For example, if I transfer one digital pencil to you, this is recorded in the ledger. It will show that now I have 0 pencils and you have 2. Problem solved, right? But it's not that simple. Someone has to record all these transactions in the ledger. Let's call this person a middleman. How can you be sure that the middleman will not get corrupted? He could easily write in the ledger that he has hundreds of pencils, or to add digital pencils to someone's balance whenever he wants, and nothing could stop him. The problem that arises is trust issue. The solution is found in a decentralized ledger system, where all users collectively maintain and verify the transaction records. Everyone will have their own ledger, which automatically synchronizes with all the other ledgers, where all the transactions will be stored. In such a case, no one can cheat and add extra pencils to their balance because all the other users will notice and simply will not record these transactions in their ledgers. Ultimately, this means you don't need to trust any single entity because every participant maintains their own ledger. The system's rules are initially defined, transparent, and available for anyone to review. These rules also specify the maximum number of digital pencils in the system. Anyone can propose improvements to these rules, and if the system's users agree, the change will be accepted. Anyone can also participate in recording transactions in the ledger and their verification. In order to reinforce such activity, they will receive a reward in the form of a certain number of digital pencils. As you may acknowledge, such a system already exists, but instead of pencils, there are bitcoins, and the ledger is the blockchain. Now let's formulate a precise definition of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency without a central governing authority that can be sent directly from user to user through a peer-to-peer network without the need for intermediaries. You can send Bitcoin from anywhere in the world to anywhere else in approximately 10 minutes, securely and with minimal fees. For example, the fee for a multi-billion-dollar transaction in Bitcoin network might be just a few dollars. In doing so, you don't have to trust anyone, not banks, not governments, no one. You trust only mathematics and cryptography. It's very important to understand that Bitcoin is not a company or organization. It has no CEO or owner. Bitcoin can be compared to the internet or the email protocol. There is no owner of the email protocol or the internet, just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin works based on mathematical rules agreed upon by every participant in the network, and all these rules are transparent and applied evenly to those owning $100 in Bitcoin and those owning several billions. Bitcoin cannot be blocked or destroyed. It's a global network distributed among thousands and thousands of computers located around the globe. To turn off Bitcoin network, you would need to turn off all these computers simultaneously. Transactions are conducted directly between two or more people without the need for a third party in the middle, as is the case with banks and different centralized payment systems, etc. Thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned for more insights as we continue to explore and study Bitcoin.
Crypto database.
Web3 explained.